Again, could the audience please rise to the procession of the staff, faculty, and graduates and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Welcome to the Spring 2017 Commencement Ceremony for the most recent graduates of Ameritech College. I would like to introduce Mr. Larry Litchfield, the Executive Director of the Draper Campus and Vice President of Academic Affairs. He will be conducting the ceremony this evening and offering commencement greetings. Larry.
Good evening and welcome. We're excited to have you here. Glad that you could attend a very important part of our program at our college. This is the one thing that we look forward to with great anticipation each year as our graduates finish their programs and are able to now participate in the commencement ceremony. Seated behind me on the stage, we have members of the college's administration. We have faculty members as well as program directors representing the various educational programs that the college offers. We welcome friends and family who are here this evening, commending you for your support of Ameritech College, but more importantly for the support you've provided to your graduating student. Graduates, you have officially completed your programs of study. You're ready now to move into your new career. Our ceremony this evening, in fact, is designed to formally create that very transition from your studies to your professional careers. We will be celebrating your accomplishments and applauding your efforts this evening. The ceremony also represents an official endorsement of your readiness to move into the workforce with the necessary skills and dispositions to make you successful professionals. Over the years, I've had the opportunity and privilege to meet and work with several very successful professionals. And as I've gotten to know these individuals, there are two things that have stood out. Number one, each person was passionate about their career and their job. Second, because of that passion, they were able to make a difference in the lives of other people. So my charge to you tonight, graduates, is to be passionate about your work, and so that you too can make a difference in people's lives. As we commence our ceremony this evening, we will first be pleased to hear from our graduate student speakers in the order listed on the program. We will start with Marissa Hancock, representing the Medical Assistant Program. She will address us, and then she will be followed by Anna Parsons from the Associate Degree Nursing Program. And finally, we will be pleased to hear from Jason Holm, representing the Nursing Bachelor Degree Completion Program. So, Marissa.
To all the faculty staff, instructors, family and friends, to all the 2017 graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I would like to take this opportunity to express my appreciation to all the people who stood beside us and helped us on this journey. To our director, Ben, right? To our instructors, Ms. Arelyn Leyva and Ms. Melissa Hoy. Oh, and also I would like to thank my husband, Blake, for paying all the bills. It is a great honor to be standing here today. Sorry. My story begins when I was very young, at the age of 10 years old. Living back in the Philippines, when I first realized I wanted to be in the medical field, so I could take care of my grandparents' health condition as they aged. Grandpa asked me one day, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "I would like to be a policewoman or a doctor." Grandpa thought I was much too tiny to be a policewoman and I might get beat up. So he bought me a medical book to steer me in that direction. I was so intrigued that I read that book from cover to cover and memorized every word. That passion for the medical field was kindled then. When I was 18, I enrolled in midwifery college. I graduated at the age of 20 and got my associate degree. From there, because of financial reasons, sadly, I had to stop my education and I had to stop my dream of being a doctor. But I'm still hungry. I got a job as a caregiver working for 3 years overseas. My dream of becoming a doctor was fading, and I wondered how would I ever be able to achieve it? That was when I finally met my husband, Blake. After our wedding, it took me another 1 year to come here in America to be with him. He awakened my passion and dream once more, encouraging me to finish what I started. I was still hungry to further my education, so I enrolled in Ameritech College. I was so excited to be back in the winning track, working toward my goal and dream of being a doctor someday. I was very impressed with the education I got and learning experience at Ameritech. The quality of training I feel is the best in the industry. After a few weeks of completing the program, I quickly got hired in a private practice. Woohoo, right? The professionalism of the instructor was the best. I really love the hands-on training with the real-world experience feel of the procedure we perform in our labs. I did get lots of pinholes and me from practice poking with each other, but I guess some things you have to learn the hard way, right? My graduation today is just another step forward to attaining my ultimate goal of finishing my education and someday becoming a doctor. I am still hungry as ever to achieve all my goals and dreams that I have had since I was 10 years old with my first medical book. And with the continued loving care and support of family and friends, I know I can do it. The message I want to share with you is to always stay hungry. Always stay hungry in moving forward to achieve all your dreams. Change all your "I can" statements into "How can I?" Remember, there is always a way to win, and winners find a way. If the plan you originally had doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. My dreams for me, and your dreams for you. Thank you.
Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. It is an honor to be here speaking to you today. Today, I am humbled and grateful. If you would have told me 5 years ago that I would be graduating from nursing school today and be up here speaking to all of you, I wouldn't have believed you. My journey to this point in my life has not been easy, but it is a journey that makes this day so much more valuable to me. The program that we have just completed is a program that no one prepares you for. It is a program that requires discipline, perseverance, and determination. School has been our top priority, and that meant we had to sacrifice in other areas of our lives. Family, friends, and other priorities were moved to the back burner. I and my fellow graduates would like to thank those family and friends that supported us through this program. At times, I know it was not easy, but we truly could not have made it through without the love and support that we received. Thank you so much, family and friends. We all started this program as individuals from different backgrounds and experiences, but today we are leaving as one collective unit. During our program, I witnessed something remarkable. When one of us was falling behind, whether in the program or our personal lives, everyone stepped in to help pick each other up. We truly became a family and supported and cared for each other like you wouldn't believe. I am inspired by the trials I have seen my fellow classmates face during this program and the ability all of us had to keep going even when it was not easy. The love I have seen among this graduating class makes me confident when I say I would trust my life and my family's lives in the hands of every one of you. The medical profession is so lucky to have all of you. I'm inspired by the choice that all of the graduates today have made to be a part of the medical field. We are a very diverse group of graduates from all different walks of life, but we all made the same choice. We not only chose to complete an education to help ourselves, but we chose a profession where we help others. We get to care for others in a way that no other profession allows. We care for people during the scariest times of their lives, hold a person's hand who is dying, and witness a mom getting to hold her newborn for the very first time. What we do is an honor and a privilege that we all have worked so hard to achieve. Being here at this graduation today, I truly feel like I can do anything. Completing the nursing program was one of the hardest things I have ever done. There is never a perfect time to take on an endeavor such as we have just completed. Among these graduates are single moms, people who worked nights and barely slept so that they could go to school, dads supporting their families, and people who went through hardships but kept on going. We sacrificed to better our lives, and after a short time that at times seemed like it would never end, we did it and we are finished. In the words of Henry Ford, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. Let us commit ourselves to the belief that we can accomplish anything. Congratulations, class of 2017, we did it.
It's an honor to stand up here this evening in trying to think of how best to address so many that have gone through so many challenges and to honor those who have helped to support us. Quite a bit of thought. But, many of us are familiar with the classic poem by Robert Frost about two roads that diverged in a beautiful wood. One of those, the first path that he looked down, the first path that we looked down was clear from many challenges, with a clear sight of a destination that would be easy enough to follow. The second, a little bit more challenging path, showed that there were going to be some obstacles in our way, but we had a desire to do something different, to be more, to aim higher. We're here tonight because many of us have done that. All of us in our lives, every person in here, graduates and each member of our family and those who are here to support us, have all faced similar decisions at one point or another. The thing that has made the difference for all of us here is attitude. Having been an instructor for primitive and survival skills for a long time, I have in many situations seen that attitude is what makes the difference for everyone. As we were going through our various programs, each of us faced challenges that we could have very easily turned around and said, this is too much, I can't do it. We may have seen some who lost their way or got discouraged and fell prey to that. But we're here tonight because we kept our focus and we maintained an attitude that allowed us to look past what was right in front of us. There are a lot of examples that I could think of from my life where attitude is very important, but one that I would really like to share with you is about my son. So, I don't know how many of you may have had assignments that came from our teachers they were a writing assignment or a discussion board post, something that was intended to open our perspective. But when we were facing so many different things that we needed to get done, it seemed a little overwhelming. Well, a few years ago, I asked my son to do something really hard. I asked him to take a bite of squash. Now, after watching the range of emotions that he experienced over the next half hour, 40 minutes, I wrote this little poem. And so, if you'll bear with me here. Never in my life could I have dared imagine this, such disastrous a calamity or a monstrous giant mess. There's no way that I can win here, for this mountain's way too big. I can't see a way around it, don't dare to climb or start to dig. Whatever will I do, despair is ringing in my ears. And it's still growing larger, frustration's words ring loud and clear. Then a pause, a breath, a notion. Common sense begins to churn, and the corners of my mouth begin to slightly upward turn. This mountain's not a mountain by imagination's reach. There's no way that it can stop me if I pause to sit and think. What appeared so overwhelming under magnified duress was a simple little molehill over which I should not stress. It still provides me a lot of laughs to think about the total desperation he was feeling at my absurd request that he should eat that totally terrible, completely awful bite of squash mixed with brown sugar and butter. In reality, my humor is probably similar to that of what our instructors were when they gave us a simple assignment and we seemed so overwhelmed. But we moved past that. Did you feel overwhelmed? I know I did at times. I had to do just like my son and pause and take a breath and realize life wasn't so tough. But as we move forward, we can look back on our accomplishments here today. They can stand as a testament for what we are capable of doing if we keep a good attitude about the challenges that we face. As we have all heard at one point or another, we can do hard things. I salute you, my fellow Ameritech graduates. We did it. On behalf of all of us, I offer our sincere thanks to the administration, professors, instructors, staff, and support teams from Ameritech College of Healthcare who helped make our success here possible. The world of healthcare will be richer because of what we added to it and what we will add to it. In the same way that a butterfly flaps its wings on one side of our world and can put molecules into motion that can become a hurricane on the other side of the planet. Let us move into tomorrow, as author Andy Andrews stated, with lives of permanent purpose. Thank you.
I'd like to thank our speakers, student speakers, for a fabulous job. I always enjoy listening to their stories, listening to their words of wisdom and advice, things that they have learned over the time that they were in the program. It's one of my favorite parts of graduation. This time I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. James Taylor. Dr. Taylor is a passionate educational leader with an eclectic and diversified background that includes professional work as a faculty member and university administrator, biologist and wilderness researcher, international alpine climbing guide, and a member of a highly specialized search and rescue team. Dr. Taylor earned his bachelor's degree in biology and geography from the University of Utah, a master's degree in ecology and earth sciences from Montana State, and a doctorate in leadership and organizational behavior from Grand Canyon University. James is also an avid athlete and has enjoyed more than 85 marathons and 25 ultra-marathons. I really paused when I read this piece because I'm not sure how many people really enjoy marathons. Each their own. That included a 100-mile trail run. He has climbed around the world, has traveled and worked in over 30 different countries. However, most importantly, he is a father of 4 wonderful children and is happily married to a very supportive wife. I suspect she had to be incredibly supportive to do all these things around the world. That is absolutely amazing. James is a former member of the Ameritech leadership team and is happy to be in attendance tonight to celebrate graduation with our wonderful students. I had the privilege of working closely with James for a short time while he worked at Ameritech College. And I do have one story that I want to share that kind of will give you a little peek into his personality and his character. It shouldn't surprise us that based on his wilderness researcher background and things that he's done, that one day, after several days actually, of a mother duck with her little ducklings that were constantly wandering around the school grounds and sometimes out in the parking lot in the street, both of us were pretty concerned about their safety. And so I finally turned to him and I said, tell you what, why don't you go ahead and gather them up and take them up to the aviary so that we don't have to worry anymore about their safety and security. I said, okay, sounds like a good idea. I gave him some money so that he could have, means for any gas or any expenses or whatever. Well, after several hours, to my dismay, he came back with the duck and the ducklings. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I asked him, I said, what happened? I told you to take them to the aviary. He said, I did. We had enough money left over. I took them to the movies as well. He's always been really good about following directions. Please give a warm welcome to our colleague and friend, Dr. James Taylor.
I am getting older, and so there are stories in my life that I don't remember. That's one of them, Larry. So thanks for the warm introduction and welcome. I also have to say before I begin my prepared comments, when the student speakers were speaking, and especially talking about entering into the healthcare world, and I could have weaved this in at the end of my talk, but you might not remember it. My fourth daughter was born 5 years ago and is alive today because of NICU nurses at the University of Utah and the healthcare professionals, doctors and nurses, that not only saved her life, but helped my family stay together as we dealt with her in the hospital for 2.5 months. So you are entering a profession that is not only noble, but does save and take care of people's lives. And so I commend you and compliment you, whether that's directly as a nurse or in other areas of healthcare. It's my pleasure to be with you tonight, not only because of my appreciation for Ameritech College, but also my respect for the administrators and faculty and students that choose Ameritech College. I think that the thing I appreciated most about my time at the college, well, it might be the same reason that many of you picked Ameritech College for your education. Ameritech is focused on an efficient model, working students through the system, giving them the skills they need, but quickly getting them ready for the workforce and prepared to enter into the world. Again, I'm grateful to be here, and I want to congratulate you, the graduates, on your achievement, your completion of this stage of your education. I really appreciated the idea that this is a stage of education, not necessarily the end goal, and I hope all of you will continue on, especially in the nursing practice. I work for Utah State University over the regional campuses as a dean, and one of our goals is to continue our nurses on to a BSN, which is happening at Ameritech, but even further if possible. If you will, today I want to talk about being lost. You did hear my background in search and rescue, and I want to talk about the opportunity of being lost. In fact, in my life, I've had the chance to be lost many times. Often those who are lost don't recognize perhaps the state that they're in, the state of being and the dangers where they are. Today I will use that phrase, opportunity of being lost. Many of you who have been lost also have been either in the stage of being lost, you've also been found. And that act of being found or finding yourself can be one of joy. It can be one that brings back into focus the important things of life. Before I get to two personal stories, I want to share with you the perspective that comes from many years of rescue work in the Tetons, around the West, and in the Wasatch Mountains. As a professional rescue team member, I'd often get a page or a call, some sort of notice that there was a rescue. Because the fact of a rescue is that the people who get lost don't plan that, the rescues themselves aren't planned as well, and so they often come at unusual times. If I can, I'd like to explain why this situation, the call to action, the unplanned response, is interesting and leads to great perspectives. One night I was paged to a rescue and responded to a waiting helicopter at the mouth of Big Cottonwood Canyon just outside of Salt Lake City. The pager said that 2 women were missing near the popular hiking and climbing destination. and despite the efforts of their friends and family to find them, they had not been located. Their car had been found, and the path between their car and that destination had been searched, but that meant that they were off course, had been hurt, changed their objectives, but indeed they were lost. Because I grew up in Big Cottonwood Canyon and had been unofficially lost in the same area many times, I knew where they might have naturally gotten off course and where they might be. The helicopter lifted off and took a few sweeping turns to get higher up in the canyon. We searched the drainage where the two were supposed to be found, and then I asked the pilot to fly over to a small meadow and put me down. As he lifted off and flew away, the night had settled in and I was sitting in the dark. This is the type of experience I appreciated with rescue work. One minute you're doing something fun in the city or even at home, and the next minute, or 30 minutes later, you're sitting in a mountain meadow in the middle of the wilderness. In some ways, this is the same process for those that get lost. You find yourself in unusual situations quickly. I can list hundreds of these types of events, but I will just summarize them by saying I found myself on cold winter ridges, searching avalanche debris fields, sifting through the eddies of spring runoff in the canyons, and also on dark trails at night. As I've searched and helped others, I've often thought about myself and my loved ones, and it's helped me appreciate and strengthen my love for them. I find the difference between the lost and the rescuer to be simple. It's a series of choices, often a perspective in time, and can be in the same location. Usually when someone finally says they're lost, they are truly lost. You, the graduates of Ameritech, and your program, you'll put that education into place, and you will help others. Like rescuers, you have made the choice and commitment to help others render service. I applaud and commend you for your willingness to join the professions of service. There are rewards, but there are also daily costs and cumulative stresses that will exact a toll. However, you will become authentic heroes because of your professional work and your service. Ameritech College has given you the technical skills to do well in your professions, and you have been mentored and trained by professionals who have modeled a commitment to service and respect for others. What may have been less obvious to you is they've also modeled a way of staying true to the course and not being lost along the way. I will return to the women in the canyon in a bit, but I want to tell you a brief story about myself. Years ago, I had just finished climbing a mountain in the Peruvian Andes with clients, and I was back in the glaciers in the high camp in the rocks. The clients and the other guide were safe, and I felt the need to climb a mountain in the same valley. I'd been looking at this mountain for weeks as we had camped up high in the mountains. It was an unclimbed mountain. I felt that if I left camp at night, I could be back the next day. As I worked my way up the ice sheets and across the ridges to the top of the mountain, I summited around 3 a.m. at 35 degrees below zero. On the way back down, I had to down climb that same ice wall, and after a few steps, I slipped and fell and tumbled 300 or 400 feet. However, I didn't get lost. 22 hours later, I stumbled back into our high camp, happy that I had made it to the top. 2 days later, I was back in Salt Lake City on a simple run between two canyons above Salt Lake, and a storm came in with lightning and thunder, and as the night settled in, I decided to leave the ridge and turn down a canyon I hadn't been down before. Within a few turns and a few moments, I was lost. How could I have survived the experience in Peru, only to get lost running in the Wasatch Mountains? In your professions, Ameritech graduates, you will have the opportunity to help others and assist in saving lives directly and indirectly. You will change lives by your actions, and you will feel the weight and the importance of what you do. There will be moments where you can give up and become lost, but in those moments you will push through, and you will become heroes. However, you will also have times of confusion and despair. The hard times in work and the professional difficulties do not always line up. We do not always get lost when things are hard and when things are the most challenging. My mother's here tonight, and when I was in 3rd grade, I was also lost. This part of the story is from my perspective, not necessarily hers or my father's, who's here as well. I remember my parents taking me to a doctor and being told and given a medication called Ritalin. I also remember the title I was given by my doctors and teachers, ADHD. I did not know then what it meant, but did know it meant that I was different than others. What I later came to find out was that my attention deficit hyperactivity disorders was a gift. My active mind needed training, and physical activity helped me find focus and balance and achieve all that I wanted in life and more. What I remember most after 6 months on Ritalin was my mother finally taking me off the drug and telling the teachers and doctors that she wanted her Jamie back. And I remember the zombie-like feeling I felt when I was on the medication. As a school administrator, I do recognize and value the positive effects of medical intervention. But in my case, I will ever be grateful to a mother who saw the value in letting me use my energetic mind and grow through hard work and failure, and even see the gift that I was given. I was lost, but she helped me become found. The key to being found is an advocate, my mom in this case. She is my advocate. She told me I was not broken, that actually I was intelligent and smart. She made me feel that I was gifted. It was this transition from being lost to found by an advocate that changed my state by a word or a phrase that she repeated often. I want to get back to the two women in Big Cottonwood Canyon. Shortly after the helicopter left, I walked up the trail, found them huddled under a tree, waiting for daylight so they could find their way back to the road. They had decided to leave the small lake that was their original destination and hike to a ridge to look at the sunset. I had done the same things many years earlier. In the dark, one of the women had fallen and broken her arm. They were uncertain as to what to do in the dark and decided to wait till the morning to hike the 3 miles out. They knew they were lost, but they did not know they were actually in danger. The reason we, the search and rescue team, had chosen to use a helicopter rather than a ground search was because a fast approaching winter storm was on its way. I called the update into the team over the radio, and my words were chosen carefully. Sometimes we rescuers choose to step away because of the grave nature of the situation, and sometimes we report the update in front of the injured and lost in order to convey a message of hope. In the course of 20 minutes, they had gone through a range of awareness of states: happy and waiting till morning, realization that they were lost and in danger, now found, and finally out of danger and on the road to safety and recovery. Ameritech graduates, as you sit here today ready to embark on your new careers, I want to remind you of the 3 lessons I hope you'll remember. Those you serve are just like you. Remember your way and do not get lost as you serve others. Your role as an advocate is heavily dependent upon the words you use and say to others, and the words you use and say to yourselves. The ability of those in the service industry to remember the humanity of others and serve with respect is essential and beautiful. Each of you will bring your own background and experience together with your training and education to improve the lives of others. Remember that those you serve are no different than you, and you are no different than them. We can all get lost, hurt, or worse. Remember yourself and take time to keep life in perspective and balance. Now I want to bring these experiences all together. We are all lost in one way or another, and all of us need to be found repeatedly. We must remember the difference between the lost and the found is usually just a series of choices, or even as simple as perspective and self-awareness. Because the difference between the lost and found is usually temporary, remember we are all the same and respect those you serve in your professions. Keep your humility and love your chance to serve and assist. One of the simplest ways is by using strategic words and phrases. Words change perspective and give hope and opportunity. Repeated and strategic use of words can change lives for the better and also for the worse. Be wise in how you communicate with others and again with yourself. I have found that being lost is not all bad, and I have learned from my experiences. The choices we make each day either keep us aligned with our destination and commitments or take us away in directions that get us lost. It has been my pleasure to speak with you today, and I have a deep appreciation and love for Ameritech College of Healthcare and the staff and faculty that serve the outstanding students that choose to be motivated and driven through a challenging academic program and enter the workforce. Congratulations on your graduation from Ameritech. You have my respect for completing your academic programs of choice, and my hope that as you serve and make lives better, that you will find peace and happiness as you remain on course and joy at the end of your journey. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor, for those inspiring and timely remarks. We really appreciate that. At this time, we'll begin the presentation of the diplomas. Graduates, as you approach the stage, you'll do so to my left. And come up to the stage, get your diploma case, then exit to my right. Follow the path over to the upper corner where Stacy will take a picture for you. and then follow the instructions of the ushers as you come back to your seating area. So we'll turn this portion of the ceremony over to Linda Peterson, Vice President of Student Services.
We would like at this time to recognize graduates who have shown academic excellence by achieving a cumulative grade point average of 3.75 or greater, as signified by a gold cord, and a 4.0 with a double gold cord throughout their education at Ameritech College. The red, white, and blue cord represents perfect attendance, and a red and blue cord represents military service. Lastly, but most importantly, we'd like to recognize any members of the military from our grads, staff, faculty, and in our audience tonight. Please stand in order for us to acknowledge your service with our applause. We truly appreciate your sacrifices on our behalf. Graduates, if they'll approach the stage. Jason Dan Hone. Heather Brooks. Tiffany Chan. Now we have the dental laboratory technician graduates. Douglas Randall Thorup. Now we have the medical assistant graduates. Shelby Lynn Hale. Elizabeth Perez Quintero. Marissa Hancock. Now we'll introduce the Associate of Science in Nursing graduates. Callie Orcutt. Megan Powell Hyde. Pamela C. Hennessy. Timothy Joseph Simmons. Dylan Jones. Brian Daly. Heidi Cleone Stoker. Anna Parsons. Star Wallen. Sarah Gianna Sanford. Ferris Ballon. Alex Marie Salois. Cassie Jones. Amanda Gardner. Roxanne Babcock. Darina Prokofieva. Jonathan Green. Brian Levi Heaps. Brittany Hansen. Brittany Andrews. Misha E. Kresser. Anna Bertosh. Susan Red. Scott David Holman. Stacy E. Howard. Jennifer Marie Harding. Natalie Ann Burbank. Whitney Birchtold. Brianne Bagley. Caitlin Jensen. Kelly E. Lard. Jennifer Thomas. Kelly Brownlee. Caitlin Walker. Lindsay Ray Daniels. Bryn Clark. Russell J. McDonald. William Lee Pennington. Shane Lewis Griffin. Felix Solomoni. Moira Woods. Christina Marie Ame. Taylor Horton. Jason Kenneth Humphrey. Dorinda King. Megan Aldave. Sarah Jane Ricks. Erica Aper. Harley Ann Buxton. Tiffany Burnett. Tyler Grod. Rachel Naomi Smith. Miriana Alibegovic. Shally Beach. Stephanie Michelle Hamilton. Elise Crockett. Zachary Brian Peterson. Caroline Christensen. Morgan Taylor. Dax Deloy Draper. Brooke Michelle Draper. Jeanette Pierce. Ashley Garner. Nicole Solano. Tisha Johnson. Shannon Bonnet. For many reasons, the remainder of students graduating could not be present with us. But like each of our graduates here tonight, they've also worked very hard to complete their studies and are looking forward to starting new careers in the healthcare field. We send congratulatory thoughts and best wishes their way.
I remember orientation with this group of students. There were a lot of smiles in the room at that point. I think they were all scared to death. They wouldn't admit it, of course. But I've seen a lot more smiles tonight. I think they're pretty happy. And it's amazing how quickly time went. We told them, we told all of you, this was going to go by really quickly. And at that point, looking forward, you did not believe it. And it's real. It's happened. So congratulations. We're so excited for you and look forward to hearing more things about you with your careers. And obviously keep in touch. We love to hear the stories and hear what you're doing and then the things that you're involved with. So congratulations. And again, I really want to pay tribute to parents, spouses, grandparents, all family members that may be in the audience, because I know how hard it is when you have a member of your family return to school. It is very difficult. And so thank you for your support. Thank you for your help as well. So, thank you. To conclude this evening, we'll turn the remainder of the ceremony over to Ms. Nicolette Watkins, Dean of Academic Affairs, who will confer the diplomas and present the graduates. Ms. Watkins.
Will all graduates please rise? On behalf of Ameritech College of Healthcare, I certify that each of these candidates has met the academic standards and completed all the necessary graduation requirements. At this time, graduates, please move your tassels from the right to the left. This signifies the completion of your studies and the transition from your academic experience to your professional career. I now confer upon you the status of Ameritech College of Healthcare graduate, with the rights, honors, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Graduates, at this time, please turn and face the audience. Take a moment to locate your friends and family. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude our ceremony, it is with pride and full confidence that I present the most recent graduating class of Ameritech College of Healthcare. Thank you for your attendance this evening. We wish you safe travels and have a wonderful evening. Good night.